you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video, and welcome to my NFL 2019 Week 3 recap between the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. Carolina Panthers pick up the 38-20 win against the Cardinals. The Cardinals were at home. Kyle Allen had a surprisingly good game. Now, I'll get into some things. Of course, Cam did not play in this game. If you watch the games, if you keep up with the news, I'm sorry. If you keep up with the news, if you watch this game, you know Cam didn't play. I think Kyle Allen stepped in. He's been with the team a while. They cut him last year, then re-signed him later in the season once they knew about Cam's injury. So he's a guy who's been around the system. I'm pretty sure he's thrown passes to some of these guys. So he knows the offense. That's why he was pretty much the second guy. A lot of people thought Will Grier was going to be the second guy. It was Kyle Allen. Quickly get into the numbers. Starting with Arizona, Kyler Murray, 30 of 43, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. The 2 picks, they were pretty bad. I thought early on he showed you why, dude's fast. I mean, you saw that when he was in college. He's definitely that dual threat, and I think he used his legs more in this game than I saw in the first 2 games, which is going to be a huge weapon for him. It's something they need. But I think he threw the ball too many times, personally, just looking at the game. He threw the ball 43 times. And I don't know. The Panthers defensive line did get after him. He got sacked 8 times in this game. Some of the pressure he ran right into. So he ran right into a defender. And easily got taken down for the sack. But like I said, I think he threw the ball 43 times. He threw the ball 43 times, which I think is way too much. Especially when you got a guy like David Johnson. Arizona rushing. Kyler Murray carried the ball 8 times, 69 yards. Pretty good. Like I said, definitely ran the ball more and more effectively than he did in the previous 2 games. David Johnson, 11 carries, 37 yards. That's just not enough. He should be 20. It should be 20 plus carries. He wasn't able to do a lot, but he only had 11 carries. Edmonds, 3 carries for 15. I just think David Johnson should have got the ball in the running game a little bit more and cut back on some of the throws, because early in the game, the Panthers didn't really blow the game open until later in that second half. First half, early the third quarter, the game was right there. So the run game wasn't eliminated really until near the end of the game. So it's weird that they didn't stick with it. I know they got a lot of trust in this guy, Kyler Murray. Their first round pick, number 1 pick in the draft. But David Johnson is not like the guy isn't a beast. Arizona receiving. Christian Kirk, 10 receptions, 59 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, old man, 5 receptions, 36 yards and a touchdown. David Johnson, 6 receptions, 28 yards and a touchdown. So, he is that threat in the passing game. But like I said, I just think he should have had more carries. Keyshawn Johnson, 3 receptions, 13 yards. Edmonds, 1 reception, 10. Clay, 1 reception, 9. Crabtree, 2 receptions for 9. Demir Bird, 2 receptions for 9. So, he spread the ball around to a bunch of different guys. But for someone that threw the ball 43 times to only have 170 yards passing, that's not great. That's before you take off the sack yards. The Arizona defense, Reddick and Hicks were all over the field making tackles. Nothing in terms of pass rusher. Chandler Jones, he had the strip sack and the Panthers' first drive, which eventually led to Arizona taking a 7-0 lead. But other than that, the secondary's bad. They're really missing Patrick Peterson, who's on a suspension. They're really missing him. I don't think they will be as a unit in terms of the secondary. I don't think they will be great, but they would be better than 31st. They're 31st ranked pass defense in the league. You got a guy front seven. Front seven is okay. You got Chandler Jones, you got Hicks, you got Reddick. Those are two guys who are all over the field. They're pretty good in space. But that back end, man, that back end is not good. Like I said, you're missing your best corner. It makes it look even worse. So Carolina really took advantage of just how bad they are in the secondary. Moving over to Carolina. Of course, like I said, Cam Newton didn't play. Kyle Allen, 19 for 26, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Which, like I said, he made some great throws. And he made some throws that in the first 2 games Cam was missing. It's just, some throws down the field, some underneath throws that Kyle Allen was able to make. And, he had a couple really nice throws. The one, it was the last touchdown that he threw. It was, he's rolling out to the left. Greg Olsen's in the back of the end zone. He makes a really nice pass over the defense because he had to kind of lob it in there because he couldn't throw a bullet or it gets probably knocked down or picked. He made a really nice pass in the back of the end zone. He made some nice throws, and those throws are there, and that shows you that the throws are there. I mean, Cam's still quarterback 1, but clearly he's not healthy. So Kyle Allen stepped in, I believe it was his second start. He had a hell of a game. It's just that simple. Carolina rushing. Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries, 153 yards. They broke off that long 76, which I think is a Panther record. If I remember correctly, I believe they said on the broadcast that was a Panther record. Christian McCaffrey, he's the best player on the offense, man. He didn't have to do as much in terms of receiving as he has especially last season. Well, let's just say it just in this game because throughout the season he's done it like almost everything. He's on the field every single down. With this game, it was more his ability to run the ball more so than he was targeted a few times, but they looked for other guys in the passing game kind of stepped up a bit. But like I said, Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries, 153 yards, and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 1 carry for 12. And that's pretty much it. Most guys, no one had over 5 yards carrying. Receiving, Greg Olsen, 6 receptions, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's had a great season. He's been able to stay healthy. I don't want to jinx it, but he's had a good season. Look at the last game. He played really good in that game. So, despite his age, he's 34 years old. Guy still gets it done. He still gets open. Still against the 31st ranked defense. So I'm not going to look into it too much. If he keeps this up, though, the big concern with Greg Olsen, I don't think, was his ability. We knew he had great hands. We knew he improved throughout his career. He's improved as a blocker. He runs great routes. We knew all this. Biggest problem was his last few years he's been getting hurt. And he's been unable to play. Curtis Samuel, 5 receptions, 53 and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 1 reception, 52 and a touchdown. And he showed that breakaway speed, I think. It was a nice throw. I thought it was going to get picked. But he showed breakaway speed, being able to pretty much outrun the entire Arizona secondary. Jerry's Wright, 2 receptions for 38. Christian McCaffrey, 3 receptions for 35. Defensively, Shaq Thompson, Luke Kuechly, they've been all over the field. They were all over the field in this game. But the biggest thing that obviously should be pointed out in this game is the pass rush. Panthers most of the game sent only 4 guys. Now, like I said, Kyler Murray ran into some of these guys, but I think later in the game they started to do a better job of containing them because the early part of the game, especially in that first half, he was able to pretty much break, contain, and get a good chunk of yards. Like I said, I went over his rushing yards. I think it was 8 carries for like 63, 65, something like that. But guys who had a sack, Shaq Thompson had a sack along with having 11 tackles. Eric Reed, even from his safety position, had a sack. Brian Burns, the rookie, he had a sack. Mario Addison had 3 sacks. Christian Miller, the other guy that the Panthers drafted, the guy from Alabama, from Alabama, he had 2 sacks. So I like the rotation. Christian Miller's finally getting some playing time. They brought him in there for it. They brought him in because they knew he could get after the quarterback. That's why they drafted Brian Burns with their first pick, because they know he can get after the quarterback. Mario Addison, we knew he's been able to do it. It's just the big problem with him is they were trying to use him every down. So now he can come in and passing downs. Obviously not just gonna play passing downs, but he's a guy that he's gonna get his rest. Like I said, I don't think he's an every down defensive lineman. He's a pass rush specialist. You bring him in there passing downs, and he'll make plays. And you saw him make plays in this game, and I think that's the way they should use him. Just like, same thing they did with him in the past, was bring him in different rotations. Looking at team stats, the Panthers were 4 of 10 on third down. It isn't the greatest, it's okay. And the Arizona Cardinals were 9 of 17, and they were 1 for 1 on fourth down, which is pretty good. Total yards, Carolina Panthers 413 yards, a lot of the running game. Because like I said, Kyle Allen only had 269 yards. But for Arizona had 248. Like I said, Kyler Murray threw the ball 43 times, only got 179 yards. It's not great. They barely ran the ball. Well, mainly they barely ran the ball with David Johnson. Kyler Murray picked up majority of their yards. The turnover, Carolina won the turnover battle. Carolina had the 1 turnover, which was the fumble at the beginning of the game of the Chandler Jones stripping of Kyle Allen. And Arizona had the 2 picks from Kyler Murray. They turned the ball over with 2 interceptions. Time possession, Arizona actually won this as well. A lot of it has to do with the third down efficiency. Teams that have the better third down efficiency usually going to win time possession. Carolina had the ball for 28 minutes 16. Arizona had the ball for 31 minutes 44 seconds. So like I said, it was mostly third down efficiency. But like I said, the sacks, Panthers started getting home. They started doing better job of containing Kyler Murray. And it led to some, they just threw the ball too many times with the guy. They put way too much pressure on him to be able to go out there and go out there and win us this game. In your third game of your career, go out and win this game. And you're gonna probably see a lot of that. They're probably gonna dial back, but I doubt it. He's number 1 pick. That's probably how they're gonna do it. But I think they have to run the ball with David Johnson more. They're still a team rebuilding the defense. Their defense alone is gonna lose them a lot of games because it's just not good. The secondary is not good. But I think if they keep a balanced attack, they can be in those games. I mean, you saw the Lions game. A lot of it was Kyler Murray. They were in the Baltimore game. So they got a team that's starting to turn around. They need to improve in the offensive line. And they need to improve in the secondary. Getting Patrick Peterson back, that's gonna help. That's gonna help them a lot. On the Panthers side, you see that they have weapons. Guys were open, and Kyle Allen, to his credit, he made the throws. Like I said, some of those throws that Cam was missing. Obviously, Cam was hurt. He didn't play in this game. It was the foot injury. He's probably not gonna play in the next game because of the way Kyle Allen played. And it's just best to leave Cam out. It's like, okay, if he's still having any discomfort with that foot, you sit him out. I mean, it's not like Kyle Allen knows the offense. He had a good game here. You got to play him next week as well if Cam can't go, which seems likely. Pass rush, they stepped up in this game. I want to see how they do against better offensive lines. Arizona's offensive line isn't great. And offensively, I want to see how Kyle Allen's going to play, how the receivers are going to play, once they face better secondaries, which is pretty much every other team in the league. So we'll have to see once they face a better team. We'll see if Kyle Allen, because people were bigging him up after this game. You got the typical people who were bigging him up. Yeah, they won the game. You gotta be happy about that. The offense looked good, but you gotta see you gotta recognize who you're playing, and I agree. You gotta win these games. These are the games you should win. I thought they should have won the Tampa Bay game. It definitely was in the LA Rams game. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Did you watch this game? What do you think about Kyle Allen? And if you want to mention anything about Cam Newton, Panthers defense, Kyler Murray, Arizona, whatever, let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Thanks for watching.